AFRICANXT is bringing together innovators and some of the brightest minds in Africa to drive conversations that will unlock Africa's full potential. Co-hosted by German international broadcaster Deutsche Welle, AFRICANXT 2023, formerly known as Social Media Week Lagos, seeks to encourage collaboration and solution-oriented discussions for change in Africa. In its 11th year, AFRICANXT 2023, formerly known as Social Media Week Lagos, continues to be the premier gathering for innovators in Africa. This year's theme, Cooperate, Collaborate and Innovate, focuses on unlocking potential as well as creating a prosperous future for Africans.
There are people here from all over the place, but what you all have in common is this idea that coming to a place and connecting with people are going to not only make you better, but allow you to add value to make your countries better and to make the continent better. So you all have that in common. So everybody here is working towards a common goal of like achieving prosperity for themselves, but achieving prosperity just on a universal level. So that's kind of like what the focus of the theme is. But I encourage you all to like look at the schedule. There's some really, like this particular time around, the programming is like so amazing. Like everything from how do you take inspiration from nature to like build like better economies, all the way to building from the metaverse, to talking about good governance.
This year, creatives, entrepreneurs, policymakers and organizations converge to drive conversations that breed ideas, solutions and innovations.
Or the benefits that we can gain from it.
Through these conversations held at separate stages, attendees hear and learn from various speakers on how to leverage technology and partnerships to grow impact.
Everybody knows Mark Zuckerberg, everybody knows Bill Gates, but those are the face of the company. It was never one person that came together. It was usually 2, 3, 4. Even Jack Ma, it wasn't only him. So great things are never really built by one person. If you want to achieve scale, anything that you are doing, if you want to achieve scale, if you want to achieve it faster, if you want to spread your risk, if you also want to have ideas, it comes with, collaboration.
Come together, learn from each other. If you're deficient in something, don't feel bad about it. Just learn and grow into that space.
If you want to maximize opportunities, start to think about the things that you can do around you. Because all of the essays, the questions, they're going to be asking you, what have you done? But if you have nothing to show for it, then it's going to affect you. So work on stuff. Also, like, apply. One thing that a lot of creatives do is we disqualify ourselves before we even try. There was an opportunity I got recently. I applied 20 minutes to the deadline because for weeks I was like, I cannot get me that people are telling me, oh, I love what you're doing, but I still go through, imposter syndrome. And I applied and I got it, something I was so sure. But my mantra now is apply anyway. So I'll say that if you're interested in anything, apply. Like, just put yourself out there.
Each time that someone brings a story to me, right, I always want them to think ahead before like pitching something and saying, oh, we're doing great work. But it's like, how is this relevant to a global audience, right? And sometimes you might be better served talking to, for example, maybe a local publication, because it might be much more relevant for people who are based in Nigeria, right? If you're doing something that is very hyper-local and very important to people based in Nigeria, right? It's very important for you to know that this is the audience that you're talking to.
For one of the international partners at Deutsche Welle, AFRICANXT 2023 provides the kind of atmosphere that portrays Nigeria's vibrancy.
We like to be here because there is a certain atmosphere that we like. It's very similar to the atmosphere we find everywhere in Nigeria. It's very vibrant, energetic, and this is what we find here. And we'd like to talk to people, to creators, to social media creators, learn from them. What is it they do? Why do they do this? And of course, we'd like to figure out what is it that people need, because that's what we do. We try to produce content that people need, that is relevant to them. And so we're here to learn, to listen, and then to produce and cooperate accordingly.
Although this year's edition kicked off on a quiet note, it provides a space for those passionate about Africa's growth to give rise to ideas, solutions, and innovations that elevate the continent.